Hi, this is Brandon Smiley from thirstgym.com. Today we're talking about an exercise called the depth drop. This is a great plyometric exercise to work on landing mechanics, or also just working on having that pop off the ground and being able to be explosive as soon as you hit the ground. So limiting the ground contact time so that we can go to the next exercise move, depends upon what you're doing, whether you're training or you're in sport. So my first couple bits of caveat are, use the depth drop initially to teach some landing mechanics if you're going to do the depth drop. Don't go from a box jump to doing depth drops and to 5 different things, okay? Use the depth drop as a learning curve for some kids. If I watch them jump when we do some testing, some skill assessments, if they can't jump or they can't land and everything's just all out of whack, we just work on depth drops first. Get the mechanics right, and then when we go to jump, everything kind of sticks a little bit better. Also, make sure that you know how high your kid can jump, or you have a good approximation. Don't take a kid that has a 6 or 8 inch vertical and put them on a 12-inch box to work on depth drop mechanics, or landing mechanics, I'm sorry, with depth drops. If they're not jumping that high, that's considered almost an overload. The overload can be good from a training perspective once they've got the mechanics down, but that's not how you would want to teach mechanics. That'd be like trying to teach someone how to squat by loading more than their 1 RM and just having to do an eccentric. Kind of makes no sense, right? So be wary of all that. Got all that down, you should be good. This is plenty box height, good box height for me. All we're going to do is we're going to have the athlete start on the box. We're going to step off the box. You don't have to jump off. You're just going to step off the box, stick your landing, good athletic position, hips back, knees are out, chest is tall. You're in a good position when you land, a little bit wider than this when I get off the box. So if I'm starting shoulder width, I'm going to land wider than shoulder width. So we're going to go here, hold, step back, step, hold. Okay? Once your athlete gets that, they can stick that position. They're good to go. Hips are loaded, knees aren't coming over the toes, chest is tall. They're ready to react. Now we're ready to try to decrease the ground reaction, the ground contact time, I'm sorry. Increase ground reaction time, decrease ground contact time. Then you can add extras to it. So I'll add a bodyweight vertical jump at the end. So I'm going to try to nail that position as soon as I hit that position, because that's basically the max stretch that you're going to get, right? We don't need to come all the way down here to re-vertical jump. Okay, we just need to get back in that position when we land and then jump as high as we can. So when I go to step off here, step off, then you can stick your landing. Okay, so the depth drop's a good exercise. Use it, get your bang for your buck out of it. From a programming perspective, just be aware of what your athlete's vertical is, whether the mechanics need work before you actually implement it into another aspect. Once they got it down though, the depth drop is a great way to overload that stimulus. If you got a kid that has an 18-inch vertical, you put him on a 24-inch box jump, make him work on those landing mechanics. You're going to overload the system, work on the stretch shortening cycle, and you're going to get a powerful, more explosive athlete. From a programming perspective, keep an idea of how many times they're hitting the ground. That's what I would say. Depending upon what else you're doing in your training program, you might only be doing 3 or 4 sets of these. You might be doing 6 or 8 sets of them. It just depends on how many times you're hitting the ground. What we personally do, because of all the other stuff that we have in our training programs, on average over a training session with our jump stuff, something like this, we'd probably try to get between 20 and 35 ground contacts, depending upon time of year and the kid. So in season, we're going to decrease them down. Out of season, we'll probably push them a little bit more because we know they're not having those hard practices. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section. Thanks. Have a great day.